Check out some dope MDF alternate miniature terrain from TT Combat. Spiky bits. What's up, hobby maniacs? Rob Baer with you again today, and we're taking a look at some stuff we don't normally feature here on the channel. Our friend Cody picked up these alternate versions of some, obviously, Necron terrain out there that's available on the cheap from ttcombat.com in the UK. They are laser cut MDF wood with a little bit of cardboard accessories right there, or cardboard laser cut to put on there and give it a little bit of depth to a much thinner piece that may perhaps snap if they were I guess used or laser cut themselves right there. So I wanted to take a look at these, and we're going to get them built and put together here shortly on the channel and share that with you. I don't want to cut into the actual detail. Well, I guess I could right here. I just kind of want to see what this is all about. In the past, we've seen that MDF typically will have a texture to it that's a little bit hard to work with. You know, if it has this nice smooth surface like this looks to, yeah, this kind of looks to have it. Sometimes you have to seal this stuff with glue, and I'm not exactly sure what the case is here. Ooh, look at that, nice evenly cut miniatures right there. So here it is. Here's kind of what we're looking at. They're called cyber guns. Obviously, they're mini pylon type things. And then here's the cardboard sheet of detail, which is obviously very thin right there. But those can easily be popped out with the minimum effort. Now, of course, they'd probably recommend that you use a sharp X-Acto blade right there, which I would too, just to get those nice sharp edges. But on here, it's probably not the case. I imagine you can just pop this stuff out very easily. I'm just not gonna force anything because I don't have any tools on me, but that looks pretty easy. It looks like it's just notched right there. But it looks like it separates pretty good, and there's a nice definition right there that the laser goes all the way through. Of course, it probably smells a little bit like campfire, so grab your marshmallows and some chocolate, or at least memories of the good old days. So yeah, this is definitely kind of locked in there, so I want to make sure that we get, yeah, you can see right there that there's little notches to where it doesn't completely cut all the way through. So you're going to want to grab a nice fresh X-Acto blade and try not to cut the crap out of yourself as you're trying to free these from the sprue. So it probably isn't any more work than it would take to clip you know, pieces off of a sprue from your traditional injection plastic mold, but a lot more precise. Obviously, you can tell which side they kind of burned through right there. But we're gonna get these put together and share the size and the detail and kind of give you some ideas of how they went together. Now, we'll have a little bit more tips and tricks for you after these are assembled, so we'll get to that next. And here they are, all assembled now. Fantastic looking scenery here. Now, I'm always skeptical when it comes to MDF, but I tell you what, these are pretty much amazing. I mean, they're almost to the scale. I've seen, I mean, I don't have them to compare, but I've seen the Necron stuff from Forge World, and I can tell you these are pretty close. Like, definitely a great counts as for a very low price. I mean, the cyber guns over on TT Combat's site are like $6.95 pounds, so I don't know what that is in Americans. We'll say $8-9 depending on which way the wind is blowing. And then this big cyber defense platform, I think they call it, which is obviously the normal size pylon, is only $7.95. So if you're on a budget and you don't mind doing a little bit of work, these are great for you. And there you can see the scale with one of my Iron Warriors that I always use for scale. This thing is ginormous. It's fantastically detailed. Now, you saw all the pieces in the last clip, right? So here it is, all put together. You can see that, yeah, it is going to take some work. It's just like assembling a model. But the cool thing is that it's very well detailed. Like, this surface here is, you know, minorly etched in there, so you can see a lot of the detail. All of these details up in here, you're basically going to put this together like a banana, Cody said, and unfortunately, you are going to get a little bit of areas that you're going to have to shave down with files. He said he used a lot of sandpaper, a lot of clippers just to get it all flush. You can see underneath here there's some rough edges. It is designed, at least, to twist on its base, but sometimes when you're working with glue, you don't realize that there's a lot of seepage, and so watch that whenever you're working on some of that stuff, because unfortunately it has dried. But a lot of times, if you just twist it a little bit as you're working with it, you will prevent that. But sometimes, you know, working with new materials, you might forget those sort of things. But I mean, this is fantastically detailed. Like, on the tabletop, like, this looks awesome, and these little ones too, great scale, right? You can see here a little bit better. Cody said working with this stuff was like kind of, it gets a little sooty because of all the laser cuts on it, so you will get a little bit of ash and stuff on your hands. Just rinse it off. Here you can see a little bit better of the detail where you're gonna have to go in and cut it down and file it out, any exposed areas. And right here you can see some of the areas that weren't fixed. So it's a little rough right there, but to be honest, who's gonna see that? Nobody, right? So that is pretty much it. I think these are great alternatives. There is a ton of terrain over on the site they have. You're going to look for, if you're looking for 40K terrain, you're going to want to check out the Sci-Fi Gothic Scenics. It's on the tab on their left. Drop down, there's normal Scenics too for just kind of generic far future city fight kind of stuff, but the Sci-Fi Gothic Scenics contains the stuff that we would consider usable for Warhammer 40K. So there it is. It's a great looking miniatures for the Necrons from TT Combat, the Cyber Defense Platform, and the Cyber Guns set pack of 2.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. TheLongWar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos,